We're celebrating with DJ Eddie F. Of course, the record exec, the producer, multi platinum from Uptown to LaFace to the storied Motown. And now you're back celebrating Uptown in a big way. It's Rock the Bells, New York. Of course, LL Cool J is celebrating classic hip hop like no one ever did. Talk about how
Yes.
this idea came about to reunite as many people as you could from Uptown and bring a special celebration to Rock the Bells 2025.
Well, one of the things is that and I have been actually wanting to do this for a while, for at least 6 months or more. I had this idea that I wanted to do something celebrating Uptown and also my Untouchables artists, which were really like tightly knit with Uptown as well.
Yeah.
As we did a lot of writing, production, sang on a lot of the songs. And so when I look back, I say, we only really had two projects where we were really all together. Uptown's Kicking It, which had all the artists on the compilation, and then Uptown Unplugged. I said, other than that, we never even really had we never had a tour. We never had like a Motown review or any kind of thing like that, where we just had all the Uptown artists. So I had been saying, I want to do my version of have the Uptown artists, and then I also sprinkle in my, Untouchables artists that wrote and produced a lot of songs, and then they have their own hit songs. So I've been wanting to do that, and then I got a call maybe a month and a half ago, and one of the guys from the president actually of Black Promoters Collective, Shelby Joyner, he says, "Hey, you know that the Uptown, Untouchable show you want to do?" He says, "You think you could do a segment of that? Would you be interested in doing a segment of that for Rock the Bells?" And I said, absolutely, that would be fantastic. He says, okay. He says, can you get on Zoom in like 5 minutes? And like I said, yeah. He says, okay, and I'm gonna send you, I'm gonna text you. And then I guess he got off and then talked to, and then next thing you know, we did a Zoom and it's all the guys from, the crew from Rock the Bells and L's on there. Hey, what's up? It's L. Then, he's like, yo, what's going, and we talking. Um, and for those that may not know, I worked with L. I did the remix of Around the Way Girl way, way back when. It was a gold single. So I've been working with L since the beginning. And I always see L. And then L has a special relationship with Andre. And, because Andre was originally at Rush. And if you go back to like the Crush Groove and all that, like when he comes in with the box and all that, it's Rick Rubin and Andre is one of the people in this, scene that when he first brings in his demo and does the, that famous scene with Box and he does My Radio. So, um, so L is, I think he has a special place in his heart for Andre and Uptown because, he used to be at Rush with them. And so they asked, can I, put together a segment? And I say absolutely. And that's how it came together. And then when the announcement came out, um, everybody's just super excited, and I think there's a lot of excitement, especially around the Uptown segment. And so, what we're gonna do is just, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna play the records. We're gonna, one of the first times you get to like kind of see all the artists together, hear all the songs, in a collective, setting back to back. The artists coming, on and then also there'll absolutely be some sort of tribute to Andre
Uh-huh.
and Heavy and some of the other people that we lost. We just recently lost Groove from Groove Beach Hill, Freaky Tyler from Lost Boys, Trouble T Roy. Um and so we'll also definitely have a tribute there. And everybody's just excited, and I think one of the things is just it's just a time for us to come together and have a reunion of sorts. Um I call it a class reunion now. Originally, I was calling it a family reunion, but because it's the class of 2025, I now have just kind of revised it to class reunion. So it's the
Yeah.
Uptown Untouchables class reunion. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Um, and we even have some more in store because there's actually even a expanded version of this same show. We needed to condense it down. So there's also, some other artists that also will be involved, like, in future performances, or we have
Sure.
a lot of people asking for it, to be a tour and come here and come there. So we're working on all that right now. But I'm just excited to do something with all of my friends and all my
Well,
people.
it
And I've been
is.
talking.
I mean, it's so important before we lose any more friends. I mean, you got
Yes.
Mr. Cheeks, the Lost Boys, CL Smooth, Father
Yep.
MC, your high school bro, Al B. Shore, Christopher
Yep.
Williams, Soul for Real, Jeff Red, Donnell Jones, Horace Brown, Manifa Intro, and more. And of course, Kid Capri is also involved, and Roxanne Shante, Dean of
Yep.
Ceremonies of this overall event. So, yes, Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey, Saturday, June 28th, Rock the Bells Festival, class of 25. Summer's cool. Our special guest has been the one and only Eddie F. Eddie, thank you so much for joining us. Can't wait to be there. It's going to be an incredible event. So many classic hip hop heads in one place. It is truly monumental. Thank you so much for all you
Yes.
do, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot.